What's happening, my beautiful people? My name is Mike LaBelle. I'm back from Atlanta. Some of you may have seen me at that event.
I'm glad you mentioned drops as well.
Oh no, what's good? There's too many surprises in E-League.
We had a good moment that happened earlier
Yes.
on. What Mike LaBelle? Hey! Oh man.
Anyways, that happened. It was one of those situations where you stumble and you hope that you can catch yourself. I wasn't able to. However, in today's video, I want to discuss what makes the top players special, whether it's guys that are on the PlayStation or on the Xbox. Why do we continually see the same faces with F2 Tex, Nicolas, Stefano Pino, Megabit, MS Desari, and so forth and so on? How are these guys so consistent in FIFA over the last couple years? We could bring up a huge gorilla in that conversation as well, especially considering that FIFA doesn't have the biggest skill gaps. And it's not about ability. When you get to an event, everyone there is on the same page, on the same program in terms of what they're able to do in FIFA. However, different traits separate the top guys, and that's what we're going to discuss in this video. If you enjoy the concept, make sure to drop a thumbs up and let me know in the comments, did I miss anything? How do you feel about esports with FIFA? What needs to change? Give me your feedback, and I always try to bring up all of your points, whether it's in front of the camera or it's behind the scenes. I always speak as a member of the community because that's exactly what I am. But without further ado, let's talk about what makes these guys special. Number one, and these aren't listed in order, being able to adapt and adjust to different play styles and different types of opponents. One of the major reasons that we do see the same faces holding those trophies, winning those events, is because they're able to adjust to a variety of different oppositions, and they're able to do this on the fly. And that's not necessarily a trait of just skill within the game, but more so understanding and then being able to apply what you've seen. It's the next step of competitive gaming. Kind of like when you were in school and you took an exam. Most of us can recite information that we memorized. However, the next step would be taking the information that you've memorized and then being able to apply it to problem solving, to a solution, a way to get that question correct on that exam, or even a process of elimination where you get rid of all the options and you only have one left, and it's because of your ability to apply what you've learned. The same goes for FIFA. Number two, patience and composure. If you watch the top guys, sometimes they play fast, sometimes they play slow. They try to dictate the pace, but even more importantly than being able to control the rhythm of the build-up or even the defensive chase back, whether they're being passive, whether they're being aggressive, is how you handle scenarios and situations with levels of consistency. When you're under a lot of pressure, where are you going? Do you know to lob the ball down the sideline? Do you know when to go deep? Do you know when to play short? Are you able to play out of tight situations, tight areas? And this is a combination of your mental stability and being able to implement your FIFA practice on the biggest stage in those key moments, whether that is attacking, that is in the midfield, or that's on the defensive end. And we sometimes overlook composure and patience when we're rewatching the highlights because we just want to see the goals. And we miss some of the in-between play. Number three, pretty simple. We got to talk about the clutch factor. These guys scoring goals late and great. And it also deals with game management, especially in FIFA in particular, where the 45th minute, the 90th minute, how important those time periods are in a match or even going to extra time. And I just think back on the goal that MS Desari scored against the Royal in this past event in Atlanta, where he won a header in the 46th or the 47th minute. So the whistle's about to blow for halftime. He lobs it up to Cristiano Ronaldo because he knows he has to go forward. Cristiano nods it down, and he hits a volley from 30 yards, and he extends his lead. And those small details, those fine margins, are so important for getting results when you're in the semifinals or even the finale, or just being able to progress in tournaments. You got to give yourself every opportunity to succeed. And that deals with the clutch factor and knowing the situationals. Number four, we've talked a little bit about situationals, but I want to give this its own category where you're looking at reading your opposition and being able to replicate what you've practiced at the big tournaments, on the big stage. For many players, this is the massive hurdle. When they're in their living room or they're in their office or they're in their bedroom, they're able to do everything. They got no limitations, no restrictions, no issues, no second guessing. However, when you're the only match that's going to be on stream, when you're on the big stage, when people are yelling, they're talking, there's a lot of interactions and engagements going on at the event, you might get a little bit distracted. You're having some issues with focus, and you're just not playing your game. You're not able to replicate what you do at home. And this is where I talk about everyone at these events is very similar on ability in terms of what they know about FIFA, the knowledge. It's a matter of being able to read the game properly, adjust to your opponents, and then replicate what you've been doing at home. How have you been practicing? How have you been getting these results? Show us on the big stage. And that's another reason that we see the same faces, because they have mastered being the same player at home or being the same player in person. Number 5, FIFA deals with stamina and fatigue and being consistent over the long haul. When you go to a live event, you might play FIFA 6-7 hours, not in a row, but with gaps, with people building out those matches. Are you waiting for your opposition? There's gonna be breaks. You've got 2 legs. Sometimes you gotta go to extra time or penalty kicks. And this obviously deals with your mental strength, but also your mental focus. And this is one of the biggest issues I've always had, is I might play brilliant, incredible, amazing, insert a superlative here in one game or 2 matches or in a couple different series, but over the course of the day, every single game, bring in my best package, my best unit, not switching off for even 5 minutes, 10 minutes of game time, which is just like that. It's extremely difficult, and people don't stress that enough with competitive gaming, how important that focus factor is, and just not taking off one play, one moment, one situation, being able to be dialed in at all times plays such a major factor regarding your results at that event and then over the course of multiple events. Thanks again for watching. If you enjoyed it, make sure to drop some love. I appreciate you. Brand new to the channel, subscribe. It is free. Turn on notifications, because otherwise YouTube might not tell you when a video is going live, and I have a lot more content coming for you ASAP.